Gary, what's going on? You good? What's new? What's new and exciting? Well, anyway, look, takes a minute. Drinking the that fermented stuff. Hey, hippie chick. Hey, guys. Hey, Richard. Rachel, Dean, hippie chick. Oh gosh, every time I say your name, Truth Matters, Tom A, Richard Piquel, Rachel, Raven, Tony, Tracy, Brian. I'm not hearing anything. Is this working? Sorry about that. Is this working now? Yeah, you hear me? Funny because when I think of hippie chick, there's a certain scene goes through my mind, and oddly enough, the person who I'm thinking about is probably a part of the enemy right now. I mean, they went from hippie chicks to being like whatever, way over the top here. I mean, at any rate, there's a lot of intel tonight. I'm just going to get right to it because I need for this channel to start taking off. I don't know what is I was taking off for 2 weeks. It just seems like it's just they're slow walking me. I don't know if they're shadow banning. I wrote them a letter. I once wrote them a letter and I said, "Are you shadow banning me?" And they're like, "Oh, what's shadow banning?" Like they never heard of it. Couldn't be, right? They would never do that. At any rate, I'm going to try to kind of remember that the camera's here. I have all this new cool lighting going on. You notice I don't have my lamp now. I was running by a lamp that my mommy gave me a long time ago, my little lamp from mom, and now I have like a real light so we could see a little bit. I'm getting younger, yeah, absolutely, man. I'm ready, man. I'm ready. When the Lord gets ready, you got to move. You may be high, you may be low. You may be rich, you may be poor, but when the Lord get ready. You're right, no lamp, no dishes, man. I hear you, John. Yeah, I'm on my own, man. I'm like a big boy now, right? I put on my big boy pants. I had somebody said you need to put on your big boy pants. I mean, then she took it back, but seemed like a pretty insulting kind of thing to say. All right, so let's get to the intel. Make sure. Smart idea. Yeah, it's not my idea. It's my friends in Nepal, man. These guys are amazing. Oh, the thing. Excuse the noise. Yeah, they're doing amazing things. I don't know why it hasn't really translated into numbers yet, but I hope it will. Why am I looking down? It looks like I'm looking down because the camera is up, right? So when I'm looking down because I'm reading what you're writing, but if I look up, does that look like I'm looking up now? I can't see because I can't see the screen now. Oh, you know what I could do? I could maybe move the screen this direction a little bit. Can I move over this way a little bit? Maybe that helps a little. I don't know. I'll look up. I'll just be conscious to look up every now and then and check in. This is all new to me. I mean, listen, everything is change and progress. I mean, everything is in flux. Everything. I mean, everything. The camera is working. Okay, so let's just go to some of this rich intel. I got to tell you, I've been doing this for a while, and I don't remember ever getting this much intel on a Saturday night. Usually, it's very sparse. Is it bright? Am I bright enough? Can you see me? You can see me, right? You can see the background. Do what you need to do. Yeah, man. Beard's getting darker. Yeah, I know they're putting that stuff on. Yeah, the ASEA. Just let me flash the bottle. Check it out. I think it's definitely worth checking out. I made a mental note to take my LifeWave patches with me, but apparently I didn't do it. And Porium. The 3 products. I was thinking to myself, okay, before I get started, that I don't like to take donations. I mean, I don't like in the old days, people would send me PayPal money. I'd much rather you guys buy stuff that where you get something. Then I'm not like eating the bread of shame, like because I had some really beautiful souls who really saved my channel in the old days. But after a while, I said, please don't. I can't take anymore. It doesn't feel right. But this way, you can support the channel and at the same time get something for yourself, and so that way, I don't feel like I'm eating the bread of shame. So that's a little bit better. And also, I want to get as independent as I can from YouTube. I don't know how long it's going to take for the bad boys to come down. Bad boys, for the other side. I don't know how long it's going to take for the other side. I'm looking at these posts and I'm thinking, it's happening. There's going to be a switch. And I'm looking at like I saw a clip from the congressional hearings that just was. I mean, they are these guys. There's a revolution about to take place, an evolution, and it's all being done from within inside. It's not done by arresting. You're not seeing arrest. You're not seeing huge colossal scenes, but you are seeing huge colossal scenes now. But these guys, I mean, the ones who did this to us, they are. I mean, this is serious stuff. I mean, this is not just like, okay, we're like the cool kids, and we're going to do whatever we want to do. This is criminal activity on a grand scale, and this is a type of enemy that has it's way beyond like the RICO Act. It's not like an organized crime family. This isn't organized. This goes beyond. This is like the crime family of all crime families, the 13 bloodline families linked all across humanity, all across in every avenue of our power structure. These players have infiltrated, and according to my info that I'm getting tonight, the good guys are infiltrating back, and that's why you're not hearing colossal arrest. The dams are about to break. There's going to be incredible flooding in Europe. The flood it corresponds is simultaneous with the information flood that's about to happen because yes, they did some things. They took down some political candidates. They did some mischief, but the mischief they did in the medical community is will get them some time in Gitmo. They'll get to spend some time in the sun down there. I'd also like to say before I start, I want to just enforce the idea of, and I want to say this in a safe way, but this is a really important concept to keep in mind. When they took away my health insurance about 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, when I lost my work, I was not upset. My ex was terrified because she also lost her health insurance, and so did my son. And and for a person who doesn't do the kind of research that I do, it's a terrifying thing to lose your insurance. But if you think into this a little bit, you don't have to think very deeply, and think about your experiences with the medical community, and think about health. Health is wealth. Would I mean, I personally, I'm just saying my personal view is like I would not. I mean, other than maybe to get they put out this kind of spray that helps you, God forbid, if you get sick, that helps you breathe a little better. I don't really see a reason to go that into the medical community. I do not see a reason. I mean, if you break a bone, yeah, but other than that, man, like I had this friend I was talking about to a teacher who lost her job. She didn't want to get this, and now it turns out, by the way, that that all the teachers that didn't do that, they were the Fibbies got their names and their fingerprints. So I'm a famous person now. But a teacher I was talking to said she went to get a blood test and they totally messed up her whole nervous system. And she's saying, and I don't have, what am I gonna do about insurance? I'm like, why would you want insurance? Why would you want to go back to the same people who messed you up? Why? I mean, we know what these people are about. It's the same with the energy. It's the same with the banking system. I mean, it's for us, we can clearly see, and I'm just kind of summarizing a lot of the intel. I'll get more granular, but think about it. Do we have to have insurance? We have to. We have to have insurance. I'm like, why? I don't want to go to a doctor ever. Ever. Why would I go to a doctor? I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there's a reason. The last time I went to a doctor, they put me on some kind of nuclear test stress thing that took like 3 days and thousands of dollars, and they injected me with some kind of nuclear dye to tell me, Mr. Weber, you're healthy. You're okay." I'm like, "Really? I could have told you that. I didn't need to spend, the insurance company didn't need to spend $5,000, $10,000 to tell me that I'm fine." But we have been so indoctrinated to believe that we have to have insurance, man. What if I die? What if I die? I'm like, really? Anyway, I think this really requires a paradigm shift, a mental, for us to wake up as humanity and say, wow, man, who's in control here? Who's the one that pulls the strings? Taxes. I got to pay my taxes. Are you kidding me? I don't want the IRS coming after me. I don't know. At some point, humanity has to wake up and say, you know what? You guys aren't in control anymore. It's the end of the world as we know it, and I feel fine. Anyway, okay, so that's just my little 2 cents about, yeah, Intel. I'm sorry, Fitzroy. All right, so here we go. That is Intel, by the way. And if you're thinking, "Oh, that's not Intel," that's big time Intel. That's more important than the little detail, nitty gritty Intel. Is the big picture, and that's what this channel is really all about. Is the big picture. So, you guys, I assume that's a troll, that wants to bother me, because it does bother me when you guys nag me about Intel. All right, so here we go. We're on Whiplash 347, and there's a picture of Il Donato Trumpo. It says, "I'm Batman," January 18th, 2022. Pentagon downed unknown object flying U.S. space within the last hour off the Alaskan coastline. From reports, this is likely a high-altitude balloon. It was flying at around 40,000 feet. Along with this, it is said the object was at the mercy of the wind. There's a post 1402 into 64, coming attack Delta 11-2 into 75. This is a 17. POTUS doing the 55 tweet, sending the message to all phones on Earth, then going on trip Delta 11-5, Godfather 3, comms, Pope's death. POTUS Twitter takedown was not by accident, as referenced several hours ago. Il Donato's Trumpo account then taken down. Account taken down. I don't know when is it. This is an old post. Let me just see what this is. What am I reading? This is okay. So let me just go through this fast. Robert Kiyosaki, I guess he's the rich man, poor man, rich dad, poor dad, just told everyone that the stock market will crash on Valentine's Day, calling it Valentine's Day Massacre. 214. Do not buy Bitcoin. It's going down with the dam. Okay, that's the intel. The dams are going down. Who are they going to blame for the balloon? Canada? I don't think so. Got to dissolve the Commonwealth and bring it back to going against Israel and England. Okay, helicopters have launched to recover debris from the downed object. Flynn is doing the 55 tweet. Ready to serve again. Daniel 12-1. Red carpet event, February 10th to February 15th. New York Fashion Week. Ecuadorian drug kingpin snatched in mass raid, one of the most powerful drug traffickers in the world. 2 members of EU Parliament got arrested for corruption. Patented time machine by US Navy. We'll add to this. Super Bowl ad. Eagles green. The Eagles are coming. Batman blackout. Just look at this thing. This is an Instagram post. It says credit bit. This is another language. I don't know what language it's in. I'm not going to go here. Oh, this was, I think, about the dam breaking. Red carpet event, February 10th to 15th, New York Fashion Week. Okay, this is a good post, interesting post, but I have some better. Okay, so I'm going to go to the best post, the post that really caught my attention on, which is the White Hat channel on Telegram. When they post, they don't post all the time. They don't post all. They only post when big things I believe are happening. Hadassah Ariel, I don't think you're going to have to say no to the new digital currency. There is going to be like an evil digital currency. Maybe you're right. I don't know. I'm not sure. But from what I'm hearing, in the long run, will be on the quantum financial system, and it will be run by like the good side. Okay. Anyway, but you could be right, Hadass area. Yeah, I mean, the doctors, the politicians, the mainstream media that censored all the high-powered doctors. I mean, there has to be some kind of retribution. There has to be a pushback. This cannot be allowed to go on. This cannot be allowed to go unpunished. It cannot. And same too with, I hope I'm not looking down too much. I'm trying not to. Same thing, the mainstream media, what they did on Twitter. Now, I mean, I'm still getting it from Google on YouTube, but hopefully that will end soon. Am I in focus? I think so. I could up the lights a little bit. I'm still experimenting, guys. I haven't really totally mastered this. All right, here we go. I'm gonna go from, wow, she's posting a lot. I'm gonna go from, I'm gonna go backwards. I'm gonna go from the last post to the most recent. Okay, JB blew up Germany, Netherlands, EU pipelines. In other words, the bad guy, the global guys. These countries are allies of the United States, so it seemed. Behind the scenes, the EU military is briefing head EU leaders on what actions to take. T's Congress is well aware of what's happening and are coming after the Nord Stream exposure. Just as T's House is now exposing censorship, Twitter, the little ones, Twitter foreign interference in selection process. Musk has more than he is sharing, and Mr. T knows. Most people only think there is good and bad, and this is the line. Either you are a patriot or a black hat with globalist. Now, this is a very interesting post, and this, I think, it really kind of surprised me, and probably shouldn't, considering that I do look at this information a lot, but this isn't how it works. It says most people think they're good guys and bad guys, but that's not how it works. Inside military operations in intelligence, years and years, decades of insemination of white hat insemination, that's an interesting word to use, of white hat into deep state rings and organizations was part of the plan. Okay, so they've infiltrated every aspect of the global scenario. Now, sleepers, whistleblowers are waking up and surfacing. There are many seemingly people who want the WEF events or part of their agenda. Okay, let me say this. Let me say this slowly. They don't always put this in the best grammar. There are many seemingly who want the WEF events or part of their agenda that's going to flip and has already happened. And Democrats who will flip, social media executives to flip, military black hats to flip, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I've been telling you for 2 years the massive infiltration by white hats into the deep state society was important and needed. These were our operations. The fog of war, infiltration, not invasion. Okay, so here's the key to all this. Here's the conclusion to all this. So we see that it's not, that nothing is black and white. There's a gray area. There's infiltration from within on both sides, but the good guys have been infiltrating for a long time, and now we're going to see. Now it's all going to rip, basically. Now, don't fall apart every time something happens. This is key for us, for me. Like when MTJ voted for McCarthy. It was planned by white hats, and now you know T is controlling McCarthy behind the scenes. McCarthy is expendable and playing his part, as is DeSantis, as ECT. They don't say etc. They say ECT, which is electronic communication. There's no T at the end of communication. Communicate, yeah. I don't know, but they told that once someone posted it means electronic communication of some kind. The way they say ECT instead of ETC, expandables. Their fate lay only at the feet of the alliance. The alliance is running the show, but it sounds like there's still things to go. And I'm talking about really CERN again. that popped into this. Let's go. DSAI versus White Hat AI. This Hadassah Ariel may go to your point. Kombucha. That's what I'm drinking. It's really nice. I think it has a little sugar. I think since I don't drink sugar, like a little sugar just makes me really happy. Is my face in focus? I think so. Maybe I need a little more light. Anyway, it's really the what I'm saying, not what I know. I know how handsome I am. I know you. A lot of people want to see me in focus, right? Behind the scenes, the White Hat. People like Rush was always saying, on loan from God, and people that didn't like Rush said he's so conceited. I'm like, you really think he means that? Anyway, behind the scenes, the White Hats in the World Alliance have just released a massive intelligence quantum 2 new AI system that is expected to bring down Google, Facebook, YouTube, and create massive chaos in the deep state social media platforms and attack the deep state bots, deep state controlled narration. This only the beginning of the United States Space Force operations and huge underground operations in Cheyenne Mountains, collapsing the deep state AI networks. This is huge. I have told you recently, White Hats Alliance want full control of CERN via base AI system that controls the web and helps control this thing across the world. They want to take over. Apparently, there's 60,000 people involved in the operation. They have DUMBs. I'm gonna read and tunnels that reach for thousands of miles from Switzerland, and that's why the 3-letter agency that starts with a C. That's where their base is. So I don't know. I assume that I keep hearing different reports, but I mean, we've heard that the White Hats have taken over CERN, but here we're reading this that they need to. Okay, panic, NATO, countdown to Z-Day, Russia massing 1,800 tanks, 700 aircraft, and 500,000 men for an assault in 10 days after Z begs UK for jets and is offered only less than 45 tanks, which will have to be delivered till several months. I mean, he doesn't have a prayer, basically. Inside the NATO ranks, I'm just going to take 1 second just to open a window because inside of NATO ranks is a huge battle. Commanders are becoming weary of each other as spies and gray hats, white hats, triple agents, the white hats who are pretending to be black hats who are really white hats. NATO understands that, well, the fall of this country has destroyed their income operations, and the Jesuits and Masons in Switzerland are hiding the money on the mountain, and money is dwindling to support the daily multi-billion-dollar war. The five-sided building is trying desperately to push the alien agenda and pushing their MSM outlets, Hollywood films, TV shows, online platforms to mass focusing on alien disclosure and sightings. Tomorrow, I will give a huge update on the real alien disclosure projects that the White Hats really know. Okay, so we're going to hear more about our galactic friends soon. The country R says the U.S. has questions to answer over the pipelines that blew up. It's going to heat up. It's time for the DS organization to try another false flag event in the next 10 days before Mr. P's speech that will hit 3.5 billion people worldwide and expose the DS U.S. military operations, which will trigger T House's Congress to investigate the DS U.S. military, Pentagon, U.S. Biden, Obama files. Okay, so that's Hadassah Ariel. We're looking at 10 days, right? What day is Putin's thing? 3.5 to try another false flag in the next 10 days. So today is the 11th, February 11th. So in 10 days will be the 21st. Yeah. So Mr. Poole pointed out Syria and Turkey recently. Yeah, it looks like the dams in Turkey and other places, mass failures at yeah. The 17th, wasn't it the Bronson brothers case is going to be reconsidered, I thought? I didn't hear anything about my case. My case was supposedly there was something to hear about it. Balloon shutdown over Canada. In 10 days, we're on the 20th day of Shvat. We'll be coming into Adar in 10 days. So the new moon. So even though it's on the secular calendar, it doesn't look like the 21st is significant. I don't have my calendar here, but I would imagine that's very close to the month of Adar. Now remember, Adar is all about Purim, about a huge reversal of evil to good. That evil gets taken down and good wins. Okay, let's go on. All right, here we go. Now, right, the questionable ones, I still haven't figured out a way to refer to them that's YouTube safe, but the yeah, the anybody have a good name for them? Silent running. This is for the normies, so don't be afraid. Yeah, that's right. I'll be right back. Okay, Hadass Ariel. You're excused for a minute. I don't mean. I hope you don't feel attacked. I'm just. I love you. That's why I can talk to you honestly. The days of Haman. Yeah, yeah. That's a very significant. The prophets are talking about it. Yeah. Um. Didn't 17 put out a post saying that we are not prophets? 17th day of the second moon. Gremlins. Traitors. Yeah, but traitors is a bit of a strong word too. Haman. Yeah, you're right. Haman. I could call them Haman. I see what you're saying. Just rolling a fatty. Spiritual being. Okay, let me go on. Okay, the tanks. We saw this. Okay, the attack the country R launches its massive largest attack through the country U. And remember, they're allowed by international law that if there's ever a rise in the Nazi party, they are allowed, according to the treaty at the end of World War II, to go in and do what they have to do. I mean, there's no question about it. It's completely legit. Cable Switzerland, country R, U.S. White Hat Alliance operations are targeting the 13 bloodline family stronghold in Switzerland, the Jesuit stronghold in Switzerland, which holds $1 trillion in gold and resources that fund all these war shenanigans and everything else. So the Jesuit run 13 bloodline families that are centered in Switzerland. The only way to end all wars is to bring down Switzerland. Plan, take full control of CERN, the three-letter agency that starts with a C, DARPA, the AI system coming out of CERN, where the world's first internet was built, and controlling the world is controlling AI wars. This war is connected to AI that helped create this thing, okay, and the censorship. The AI directly connected to, yeah, yep. Why was Okay, this is an older post, but why was a certain city infected so quickly, and yet the suburbs around them were not? And yet it infected Europe and the US so quickly. The truth is 5G, and it's been proven by the military itself that 5G is a military weapon dating back to the 70s. Recent studies in the 1980s that 5G causes respiratory failure and infections. 5G is AI. To this day, there is still not one photo of the V. We were all attacked with frozen things that were sprayed through the chemtrails through the world. that were used in conjunction with 5G. Military alliance node is very important to take full control of Switzerland. Their underground facilities connected to massive 60,000 manned CERN underground complex and underground domes that stretch over 3,000 miles into Italy, Germany, France, Austria, etc. And they had these tunnels. These are not new tunnels. So they had all these tunnels set up during the Second World War. The power of AI systems in CERN must be taken down. This is the next operation of the alliance. Do you know why Davos was nearly half empty? Because the Haman knows what's coming, right? Mordecai's coming, man. Mordecai's standing up and saying, we're not buying your insurance anymore, man. We don't even want to go to your office. We don't like you. We don't think you really have our interests in mind. In fact, we think you're trying to do the opposite to us. Not every single one. A lot of them, I'm sure, are doing it for the right reasons, just don't know any better. But if you look at what just happened in the world, gee, maybe it's a good thing that I don't have insurance. I mean, okay, so that's the end of that post. Okay, let me go to the next one. There's just stuff pouring out here. Several U.S. military senior commanders in all branches of the military and defense departments are compromised. We already know this. Okay, this is an old post. This is probably, I'm going to go to another channel, but okay, so behind the scenes, Cruz, Jim Jordan, and Tim Cotton have got military briefings that will head the exposure of all the Haman-led black hat commanders, generals, and their rogue counterparts that hid information from T and his administration. Chess moves placed a long time ago. Right, the balloons were not from China. Okay, these are older posts. I'm not going to go through this. Let me go back to Tyranny. You guys. Well, the thing is that I have time to go through these things because I don't have. I've been relieved of my post as a public school teacher for the last year and a half because I didn't want to comply to their interesting medical demand. AT&T. Oh, wow. Don't forget the love of dogs, unconditional. Yeah. AT&T stock loses 10 billion. Wow. The intel, I mean, they're literally posting as I'm speaking. U.S. Navy, our starting lineup is set. Here are the sailors making this year's flyover possible. No matter who you are rooting for in the game, America's favorite team will always has you covered. So the Navy, I guess, is flying over. AT&T stock loses 10 billion after Newsmax drop. A man walks past an AT&T store in Manhattan after Newsmax drop. I don't know what the Newsmax drop was. We're supposed to believe that U.S. pilots shot down an object over Canadian airspace, but we let a massive spy balloon slowly float over U.S. airspace for days without shooting it down. This is fake. Okay, they're saying this is an incredible dual drop confirming comm from SpaceX Starlink 5.5 standing by. They never thought she would lose. Now they all lose. Okay, let's hope this is it. Targeting Sunday, February 12th at 12:10 a.m. Eastern Time for Falcon 9 launch of 55 Starlink satellites. I'm sorry. Team is keeping an eye on weather, which is 20% favorable for liftoff. Okay, this is more evidence of satanic presence in the. This is from Chiara and Wake Up. There's a Wake Up with a picture of a goat, the Moilech goat. Moilech. Yes, indeed. Do not pass your children through the fire. We're soon to come into the book of Leviticus. The Jewish people are reading still the end of Shemois, so we're getting close to the end of Shemois, the second book of Torah. And today we received, the end of this parsha, which is Parshas Yisro, where Moses's father-in-law, who was non-Jewish and engaged in all kinds of strange practices, came to Moses and said, "I'm with you guys." That needed to take place. In other words, Jews and Gentiles have to all come together in order to receive the, it's about everybody. It's not about just the Jewish people, but they received the Torah, the Ten Commandments, which is basically like the abridged version of the Torah, and that was celebrated today on Shabbos. Okay, and we're coming into times of Purim. There are times when you're forced to sit next to there's Mr. T with BO. What is this? Angels. Oh, Mr. T with a sword. The starter. Picture of JF, of Junior's father. Okay, I'm not going to read that one. That's for Mr. T. I saw a big protest in Israel. There's a planned demonstration in downtown LA. Newport Beach, California, crews responding to possible aircraft down near Crystal Cove. F-15 out of Portland has been scrambled with a northbound heading. Tankers out of Fairchild are now airborne. Air Force Base. Tankers out of Fairchild Air Force Base are now airborne. Reports of 2 F-15 scrambled out of Portland heading north with 2 KC-135 AR tankers in the region. This is still ongoing. Fly, Eagles, fly. Why is Lord chatting up Eagles? LRD chatting up Eagles on Twitter. What U.S. president was nicknamed Eagle by the USSS? Philadelphia Eagles, the stage is set. The stage is set. Let me just see what this says. It's on Twitter. It's a picture of the stadium. The stage is set. Okay. XRP Ripple settlement. Secretary says they're making big announcement today. I don't know what this is about. Today I don't know. Today, Saturday. I doubt they'll be making a big announcement. Reports of the scrambled jets. Okay, here we go. This is I think we repeated this idea, but let's go through it. On Sunday, February 12th, that's tomorrow, 2023, the US Super Bowl will have the attention of the normie sleeper population who just want to leave the world's problems behind for a minute, celebrate with family friends, and watch the game in peace. February 12th, Delta posted identical drops. The end is near. The media cleanse. President from 1963. Another 212 Delta highlights exactly the efforts and steps the current US HOR, I'm not sure what that is taking. Select committees. I'm not good with abbreviations. Eyes on tomorrow. Everyone, eyes on. Let's I think we're ready. We're ready. The normies, I sent my son home, and he's looking forward to a nice time with his friends, watching the Super Bowl. I gave him some of my LifeWave patches. I said, just try it, man. He's like, I don't really see, what does it do? I'm like, it promotes good health. I mean, this is like a concept that goes against the medical model. You have to be sick, and then they give you something. So my son is half my wife. Good. It's good. It's good he has a healthy. He's not like his father, who's very. I tend to be overly believing. Maybe that's not such a good thing. I don't know. Whatever. Anyways, sweetheart. Okay, so This is upcoming interview and events. Times are stated in the U.S. Mountain Time. Tuesday, Brad Woosney, Spanish speaking. Okay, I don't know what all this is. Let's skip it. Spanish crypto exchange launches XRP debit card with up to 9% cash back. You can now pay for goods across over 90 million stores globally using XRP. Okay. This is an interesting post that I already decided I wouldn't read, but because it's a 5-part post and it's very long. And excuse me. If you want to read it, you could, but I'm going to just read probably the end of it, the last post. Okay. 5, the human model. According to the age of man, represented by the sign of Aquarius, and whose astrological symbol is the water bearer, a person is described as bringing water of life and wisdom to all those who wish to drink from it. Man will learn how to live in balance between the great knowledge of the information age, the dimension knowledge of wisdom, and the ability to be modestly and in brotherhood in the ways of everyday life. According to the human model, according to the Mayan tablets, the person who has formed the inner child within him, this is so beautiful, and he is learning to develop his unique balance between different and even opposing ideals. I mean, that's why in the spiritual realm, I was talking to my friend Gila about how we're able to hold two concepts about Israel that are completely oppositional in the same as possibilities. In other words, in the spiritual realm, yes and no can exist in the same space. It's just when as you come down into a more material reality that these things cannot exist together. But the idea of the child within him is one who's one who loves to participate in games in the company of his fellow animals, has become one wholeness and the responsible and rational adult within. He is learning to develop his unique balance between different and even opposing ideals. That's what I mean. You can understand, two people who are having a heavy duty argument. You can understand both sides. It's like it's not a problem. For example, man balances his desire for freedom and liberty, an aspiration represented by the principle of Aquarius and the project and the planet Uranus, and the desire to maintain order and rules that enable the existence of a proper society, the archetype of Saturn. Uranus in the sky in Greek mythology describes the aspiration for freedom and an authentic community life. Saturn represents the necessity of tradition and the need to know the system of earthly laws. These two opposing and complementary principles create the classic conflict between conservatism and liberalism, and the need to respect the relationship of balances between the various and opposing demands of the human being, like the spirit that descended into matter to specialize and perfect itself. In the process of development of the human consciousness, Saturn represents the planetary man who has acquired and internalized and learned to apply the system of laws on the planet. For example, the consideration of a growth process of the plant kingdom at a slow pace and the need to maintain biological, emotional, and social systems in balance. Only then can man continue the cosmic path and become the solar man, the man of the solar system. Only then will he be able to come under the influence of a higher set of laws. So we're coming into the Great Awakening. We're coming into the age of Mashiach, of Messiah. We're coming into the great, this is an unbelievable time to be alive. It's happening. The transformation is taking place. Will it happen at the Super Bowl tomorrow? I don't know. I doubt it, but I think something might happen. It could be happening, but it seems to me that behind the scenes, for sure, we know things are happening and things are heating up. Things are getting faster. They're talking. I saw a couple of videos about dams about to go down. Remember, there are 34 buildings that need to be eliminated. We need to reclaim the ley lines. We need to reclaim peace before Nasara Jassara can be activated, or there has to be complete peace on the planet. There has to be an end of corruption. There has to be an end to this victimization of the little ones. That's critical to all this. We're almost making 2,000. This is kind of a record for my channel. I hope this translates into numbers. If you're here for the first time, please, like and subscribe, smash the like button and press the notification bell so I can send you other videos and let you know when the live meetings are, which this is a live meeting, and we do this every day, twice a day. We try to keep up on the latest intel together. And sometimes I get a little zany and off topic, but the intent is clear, is to get us through this last difficult period, because a lot of us know a lot, and it's very frustrating to have to wait for everyone to wake up and catch up with us. So we hang out together and we keep each other moving forward. Okay, so new stuff came out. Wait a minute, did all this come out when I was reading? Yeah, new stuff came out. Okay, some very interesting stuff. All right. Wow. While I was talking, okay, Flying Navy, we got Blackout game announced. It was Thanksgiving weekend. Watched that game, hoping for a blackout. A Packers loss. Bears fan, laugh out loud. Okay, here we go. The Super Bowl clash between the Baltimore Ravens and the San Francisco 49ers in the New Orleans has been interrupted by a power cut. Play was stopped for 34 minutes by the outage, which happened shortly after Beyonce's halftime performance. What interrupted play in Super Bowl 47 for 34 minutes? Okay, 34 refers to the 34 demonic buildings and dams and stuff that need to be taken down. We need to reclaim the ley lines. We need to reinstate decent buildings. That's what I'm going to look for: decent buildings, peace, resonance, a medical model based on healing and not the opposite. Aid any of the entities behind the CCP loon spying program. Not sure what that is, but this is: the United States closes airspace over north central Montana. Commercial aircraft on approach to Billings Logan International Airport have been directed away due to an ongoing national security operation. FAA statement says the FAA closed some airspace in Montana to support Department of Defense activities. Contact NORAD for additional information. So something's going down. They want to stage an alien invasion. Okay, we know that. They want to make this, war of the worlds. I'm going to post that on our Intel channels. We have two Kabbalah Guru family Intel post and Kabbalah Guru Intel. I'm going to put those here. There's a picture of they want to stage an alien invasion, and then there's a picture of some beings from some of our space cousins. We're up next. I'm nervous. Okay, we got the thing about Montana. Now they're saying, where can I score me a pair of them awesome shoes? It's Bush talking to the Pope. The Red Shoe Club. Do you know what these shoes are made of? The truth will shock the world. I mean, it's happening, man. I mean, the truth is going to be, I mean, when I'm looking at the hearings and I'm thinking, the Haman, the people against, they think of themselves as like freedom fighters, September 6th, and they were just doing the right thing. We were just following orders. We heard that before. And now people are saying, are you a doctor? What orders were you following? Here's a picture. A post just came in. It says, "What's up?" Wow. It's a picture of a giant cell phone slamming into this guy's car. I think it's a giant cell phone. It looks like one. That's pretty scary. 6:58 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I don't know how that corresponds with the game, but anyway, there's a lot of intel for a Saturday night, more than I've seen in a couple years I've been doing this. I think we're in for Yeah, I mean, they're scrambling over Montana. The revelation of all the crimes of the MSM is coming out. They're dealing with CERN. They're taking over CERN. The Super Bowl is tomorrow. Things are definitely gearing up a bit. And just remind people, if somebody asks you that, even though this is going to be a near-death civilization event, whether it takes place not tomorrow or in the next couple of weeks or next couple of months, it's going to seem like the civilization is about to be destroyed. And it's our job to let people know that we're coming to the Great Awakening, the age of Aquarius. This is a huge shift in consciousness. It's going to be amazing. But we have to get through. This is a very dark period. And what these guys have done to us is, I mean, there's no way you're going to explain it away to somebody. Like, to some of these congressmen are saying that they have, permanent asthma now, and they have other health conditions, and people are leaving the planet in droves. Young people having, attacks out of the blue for no reason. All of a sudden, all these people are just leaving the planet. Coincidence? I don't know. Doesn't seem like it, but I want to make sure I have my insurance. I got to have my insurance just in case if something happens to me. I really want to run to a doctor, right? Yeah. So, you know, they're good things to not having everything that we think we should have. Anyway, we'll see you guys in the morning. Have a great night. It's oh, here's another Trump. There's another Trump. Another thing. It says, "What will happen when you grow up?" It's a picture of Mr. T when he's a little boy. It says, "Save the whole damn world." Yeah, man. Wow, we just have 40 more people, 34 more people. We'd have 2,000. That is a milestone for this channel. Please, check out all my videos, like and subscribe. Like I said, please support the channel. I don't know what YouTube's going to do with me, but these, when you buy some of this and you try this product, which I think is a great product, you support the channel. Also with the life waves below in the show more, and Purium, which I think is an excellent way. I was talking to my son about it, about the Purium shakes. They make great shakes for the morning, and he was saying, well, shakes aren't always. There could be a reason why shakes aren't so good, but I said, listen, man, I'm eating more fruits than I ever would, whether they're ground up or not. I mean, I don't really like fruits because they're too sweet, but I'm eating oranges, apples, bananas, cherry juice, everything in these smoothies every morning, and I think it's got to be a good thing. So yeah. Anyway, guys, so have a great night, and we'll see you in the morning. Nothing can stop what's coming, and we're really seeing it now. And we have all been very patient, but there's still still some things left. We have to wake up our friends, and yeah, may the force be with you guys. We got this. All right, I'll see you in the morning. God bless.
12 hours of uninterrupted pain relief. Aleve.
Hello, everyone, and happy February to all of you. Tomorrow is Groundhog Day, which means we are